Yeah, this is not a good one. So this is not something obviously we feel good about talking about. RIP to Marshawn Kneeland. I'm not even gonna do the sponsorship stuff. I ain't throwing no money. Let's just get right to it. So listen, the James Slater just came out with the official release from Frisco. A man was found deceased from an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound. An outside agency vehicle pursuit that led to a multi-agency search in Frisco. On November 5th, 2025 at approximately 10:39 p.m., the Frisco Police Department responded to assist the Texas Department of Public Safety DPS with locating a vehicle that had evaded troopers during a pursuit that entered the city of Frisco. After losing visual of the vehicle, troopers located it minutes later crashed on southbound Dallas Parkway near Warren Parkway. Initial reports indicated that a male subject later identified as 24-year-old Marshawn Kneeland of Plano, Texas, fled the scene on foot. Officers established a perimeter and initiated a search of the area. With the assistance of the FPD K9, Frisco Police Department, and drone units. During the course of the search, officers received information that Kneeland had expressed suicidal ideations. Kneeland was later located at 1:31 a.m. deceased with what appeared to be self-inflicted gunshot wound. The cause manner of death will be determined by the Collin County Medical Examiner's Office. At this time, no further details will be released as the investigation remains ongoing. Our heartfelt condolences to the Kneeland family. So, that came from James Slater within 3 minutes ago. So, obviously, this is shocking. And I just want to kind of take the time to express my condolences to the Kneeland family and anybody that could be going through pain based on what just happened last night. I also want to take the time to talk to us as a Cowboy Nation, to where we can learn from situations like this. And in my opinion, from situation like this, it's a reason why, in my opinion, we all got to be careful with what we say about these players and even coaches. You know, I've been guilty myself of, expressing too much passion behind the game of football, where we using adjectives on these guys like they suck, they ain't shit, bust. Now, sometimes you got to be critical and you have to speak honestly about performances, but does it require the extra that we put on some of these players, that we put on some of these coaches, me included? This is not talking at people. I'm talking to me and the people that follow this channel. So I think during a time like this, we should all reflect on the fact that this is a game, and of course the game is important, but we don't want to be guilty of adding unnecessary pressure on what's already hard, stressful situation in these people's lives. Because in the moments that he was going through, that you can see from the report, he likely was feeling the pressure of being a Dallas Cowboy and the pressure of knowing he was finna be public for a mistake. And so that's the pressure of being an athlete. That's the pressure of being a Dallas Cowboy. And all of us can feel those type of pressures. We can feel like the weight of the world is against us. So I just want us to be better. I want to be better. And I'm gonna challenge everybody that listens to be better. When we talking about players and when we talking about the game that we love, let's be better in discipline and how we speak. Let's just do better, because all of us could play a part, especially when sometimes we do know, and Jerry admitted himself that sometimes he uses the media. I don't want to be used as a tool ever. I just don't want to be used as a tool. And so I'm gonna say this. It's a reason why I was being very specific and detailed, even when I was talking about Diggs, because it's a lot of people that was quickly throwing out there that he's a cancer. And when I looked in the evidence of what he actually said about wanting more man, it was completely respectful. Completely respectful. He took a lot of accountability. He took a lot of talk. But what was we saying as content creators? He's a cancer. He's not good for the locker room. And we was just putting it out there and stirring the mob. And you content creators know who you are that was doing that. And it was sloppy. Very sloppy. And it was totally opposite of the truth of what happened in terms of what he said about Eberflus. Now, could he have did some other things behind the scenes that we don't know about? Sure, that's possible. But what was in the public, we was being sloppy. And there was a lot of writers and content creators that was taking pleasure on putting out false information on Diggs. And it's a lot of it. It's a lot of people that do that. Same thing also happened with Michael Parsons. It's a lot of content creators that take a lot of pride in just making up stuff. He bad for the locker room and all of that type of stuff because he laid on the table, and just sloppy. And what it's doing is you adding pressure on people, public pressure. Like, imagine you being one of these players and you just scrolling through YouTube and you turn it on and you hear somebody just slandering your name. And you see hundreds of people in the chat agreeing, get rid of him. He's a cancer. We don't need that. That's why we got to be slow. And I'd rather be slow and right than fast and wrong. So I think it's a lot of lessons we can all learn from this in terms of being a pile on mob mentality. I don't want us to be the pile on mob mentality. Let's all vow to do better. We can critique, we can speak honest, but we don't have to throw the extra on her. That's the lesson for me. That's a lesson I'm going to take for me. And I'm going to hold people accountable to that. If I see people doing too much, especially if they in my presence, I'm going to call it out. I'm going to say, that's too much, bro. That's just too much. You can critique that person without doing all that. I'm going to get stronger on that now. I'm not going to let that slide. Not around me. We go learn to critique people without being toxic and venom. So we can prevent stuff like this. R.I.P. Marshawn. May you rest in heaven, and God bless you and your family.